Welcome to another edition of Breaking News brought to you by Source Selection Soundbites. When conducting government-industry exchanges in the pre-solicitation phase, the restriction statute precludes communication of confidential business strategies or proprietary data. The court case that we will use to illustrate one of the nuances related to the release of proprietary data is Centera Group, LLC, or Centera. In Centera, the agency was involved in a recompete, where it sought offerers to provide material support services, including receiving, receipt processing, issue processing, packaging, crating material, inventorying, and storage warehousing services for a base year and 3 one-year option periods. The agency received several questions in response to the PWS, which it answered openly. The incumbent, Centera, upon seeing the agency's responses to the questions, launched a protest accusing the agency of revealing proprietary information. The protester contends that the agency's answers to offerers' questions disclosed proprietary information about Centera's staffing under the current contract, resulting in competitive harm to Centera. Centera asserts that as a result of the agency's disclosure, the agency has negated the competitive price advantage that Centera would have achieved due to its proprietary staffing approach. The agency argued this was a settled question, that the information provided was not proprietary. The agency referenced the Roth and Arctic Slope World Services cases the GAO decided many years ago. En route to finding against the protester, the GAO explained that in the past it has recognized the right of a firm to protect its proprietary data from improper exposure in a solicitation. However, the GAO continued, where a protester alleges that proprietary information was improperly disclosed, the record must show that the material involved significant time and expense in preparation and contained material or concepts that could not be independently obtained from publicly available literature or common knowledge, and establish that the protester was competitively prejudiced by the release, before the GAO will sustain the protest on this basis. In response to the protest allegations, the GAO found that answers to questions such as how many employees are required to have CAC cards established the agency's minimum requirements, so this information was not prejudicial to the offerer. In addition, the answer that provided the number of employees currently working on the project by location is not proprietary because the method of performance is fully disclosed to the government during performance, so it cannot be protected as a trade secret. Given these facts, the protest was denied. Now let's address a few of the lessons learned from this protest. They include: 1. Generally, a vendor has a right to have its proprietary information protected in the context of a solicitation. 2. The agency may provide information related to its minimum performance requirements, even if the incumbent is currently performing in the same manner. And 3. Information that can be derived from a vendor's public performance of requirements cannot be treated as a trade secret. Therefore, it is releasable to the public. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discussed the Centera case and the application of the restriction statute as it pertains to prohibition of releasing proprietary information. This concludes today's Source Selection Soundbite. If this video was helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any new material. If you want more details on the subject, they are available on the Source Selection Answer app. It contains lectures, quizzes, court cases, sample documents, and more material that allows practitioners to quickly obtain actionable knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.